One of the biggest mistakes that IENs make when preparing for their CBA and SLA is trying to study everything last minute. These assessments, the CBA and SLA, it will test your critical thinking skills and your clinical judgment. And these are skills that you cannot memorize last minute. Instead, I want to discuss with you how you can prepare for both these exams effectively while working full-time, having a family, and not having a lot of free time. And listen until the end of the video where I will share with you tips and strategies that I usually just share with my private coaching students. First, let's discuss what these assessments actually are. First, the CBA, Computerized Based Assessment. This assessment will test your nursing knowledge, nursing theory, and clinical judgment through an unfolding nurse case scenarios. You'll be answering questions about patient care, prioritization, medication administration, patient safety. The SLA, or the Simulation Lab Assessment, is completely different than the CBA, as the SLA will be in person. You will be in a simulated clinical nursing environment where you will have actors acting as your patients or mannequins. For the SLA, they will be evaluating your critical thinking skills through patient case scenarios where you will be talking to the patient, doing nursing assessments, giving medication administration, doing handover, amongst other things. The CBA requires knowledge retention, and the SLA requires muscle memory. In using your critical thinking skills in your clinical judgment and in your prioritization in real time, because the patients will be in front of you and you will be talking to the patient. So these are two totally different types of preparation. But the good news is you can prepare for both even when you have family, even when you're working full-time. But what you have to do is you have to be strategic about it. You have to study effectively. You need to do focused studying. And you can absolutely prepare for this by just doing 1 hour to 2 hours a day if you're very strategic about your study planning. But first, you need to make a decision to determine how badly do you want this goal? How badly do you want to be a nurse here in Canada? Because for this assessments, for this goal of yours, you need to prioritize it. And by prioritizing, that means you have to make sacrifices. You have to make temporary sacrifices. And that can mean giving up your Netflix shows for the next 1 to 3 months. Stop scrolling on social media. Maybe you have to pause on going out with your friends for now and sleeping in on weekends, because all of the time that you have limited time. If you're working full-time, if you have family, you already don't have a lot of free time and you cannot buy time. But what you can do is you can free up time on the things that is not serving your purpose, that is not serving your goal. So I want you to ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice to reach your goal? And remember, these are temporary sacrifices. It's not forever. It's just for now. So at the end of the day, after your CBA and your SLA, you can say to yourself confidently that you've done everything you can to make this goal a reality. Now let's discuss a sample study plan that you can use to prepare for your CBA and your SLA. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, these are your SLA days. When I talk to IENs, when I talk to my coaching students, usually it's the SLA that they don't feel as confident in. So I want you to spend more time on preparing for your SLA. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, have 1 hour to 1.5 hours focus on reviewing case scenarios that might mirror what you will see on your SLA, and reviewing nursing skills that you're not as familiar with. And don't tell me, Ira, I'm not in a lab, how can I practice? Those are just excuses, and that's not a good excuse. You can watch and review nursing videos. You can practice head-to-toe assessment on someone, on your family member, on your partner, or your friend. And if you don't have any of those here, that's fine. You can look in the mirror. You can practice head-to-toe assessment. I remember when I was a nursing student, I was practicing head-to-toe assessment on the teddy bear. And you can rehearse your communication, your therapeutic communication skills, again with a family member, or you can just face a mirror and just look at yourself and pretend that you are talking to a patient and practice those communication skills. Practice how you would talk to a patient. What would you say to a patient when the patient is asking you about medications, asking you about nursing assessments, asking you about discharge teaching? And this is something that I see a lot with IENs, that they would need a lot of help with is practicing those communication skills. So I want you to practice that. I want you to do that, and you don't have to be in a lab to do this. Now, Tuesday and Thursdays, that will be your CBA preparation days. Spend 60 to 90 minutes doing practice questions and again, reviewing clinical case scenarios. Because when you're preparing for your CBA, you're also preparing for your SLA because you will be doing all these nursing case scenarios. For your CBA preparation, focus on Canadian nursing standards, prioritization, and how you can apply critical thinking skills when you are doing nursing case scenarios. Saturday, this is your mixed review day, so spend 1 hour doing CBA practice questions, and then spend another hour reviewing your notes, again practicing your head-to-toe assessments, and practice your communication skills, talking to a patient, talking to a physician, talking to a multidisciplinary team, like doing handover. And Sunday is rest day. This can be time that you're not doing any studying because you do need that time. You do need to give your brain some time to consolidate everything you've been learning. And if you want, you can just review the notes that you've been doing for the past few days. And it's very important as well that you are making your own notes, as that will help consolidate everything that you've been learning, but also that will help with your memory, remembering things that you've been learning and studying during the week. And something that you might say, maybe you're even saying it right now, Ira, I don't have 1 to 2 hours. I want you to ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice for this goal? That means you will find 1 to 2 hours every day to do your CBA and SLA preparation. Find that 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there. Maybe it's when you are going to your work and you're sitting on the bus, then I want you to be practicing those questions. I want you to be watching videos. Or when you're driving, you can still practice your communication skills. When you're out with a family member or your friend, you can practice with them as well. After work, you can practice a head-to-toe assessment, even just half an hour. In the morning, maybe that means you have to wake up earlier than your kids, so you can spend 30 minutes reading something or reviewing your nursing case scenarios. If you really want this, you will find that 1 to 2 hours every day to make time to prioritize this goal. And remember, again, this is temporary sacrifices. This is not permanent. So make that decision. How badly do you want this goal? I want you to say to yourself, I really want this. I really want to achieve my goal. And I am willing to sacrifice whatever you want to sacrifice temporarily. And I will prepare to the best of my ability. Again, for CBA and SLA preparation, it's not just physical preparation. It's also mental. If you are focused mentally, physically, emotionally, your chances of doing well for the CBA and SLA will increase. And that will require that you are focused, you are clear, and you are determined on achieving this goal. You might tell me, Ira, I have family, I have my friends, I'm working, I don't know if I can make time for this. And this is what I will tell you. If this is something you really want to do, you will make time for this. As you cannot buy more time, what you can do instead is eliminate things that is not serving your goal, that is not serving your purpose. Again, making that temporary sacrifice. And here are strategies that I usually use when I have a goal and I have a deadline. First, you need to set focus time. And that means, when are you at your best? When you are studying, when you're trying to learn something new. And that can mean waking up 1 hour earlier than your kids, or 1 hour earlier than your usual wake up time. Or maybe you're someone who can focus better at night when everyone is sleeping. Or during the night where no one can disturb you, put your phone away, cut out all the distractions, and just focus on what's in front of you. Just focus on what you are trying to study at this specific time. Doesn't matter if it's morning or nighttime, pick the best time that will work for you. When is the best time that you are focused and you have less distractions? Second, be honest with your family and with your friends. Talk to them. Let them know that during this next few months, you need to prepare for your CBA and SLA. That means you cannot have any distractions. You need to focus and you need all your free time because this is valuable time that you can use in preparation for this exam. Let them know this is temporary. You need their support during this time, and that might mean asking for help, asking for support, or asking your friends during this time, I cannot go out with you guys and we can celebrate after instead. So be vulnerable, be transparent with your family members, with your friends, and tell them that during this time you have to focus. Next, track your progress. See how well you're doing. Put check mark on the days that you have been studying. You can do it on an actual physical calendar or a notebook, or you can have it on your phone. When you are seeing your progress, this gives you motivation. This gives you that push to keep going. Next, don't feel bad. Don't feel guilty about saying no. So you might have to say no to social events. You might have to say no to other responsibilities. Again, this is a short-term sacrifice for your long-term goal. And remember, rest is part of your preparation. If you're exhausted, if you're burnt out, you won't be able to retain that information effectively. So sleeping matters. Another thing I like doing with my coaching students is mental preparation. And that means visualizing your goal and doing some mindfulness practices like meditation, as that will help create neural pathways in your brain for focus, for clarity, and resilience. Studying while working full-time and having a family can be stressful. And if you don't take care of your mental well-being, it can harm your focus, your confidence, and your self-esteem. And these are all important for your CBA and your SLA preparation. And that's why integrating mindfulness practice into your preparation routine is not optional, it's essential. And lastly, I want to remind you that you've got this. I'm cheering you on every step of the way. Thousands of IENs have done well under CBA and SLA while having a family, while working full-time. And if they can do it, you can do it too. You have to believe in yourself, put in that effort, put in that energy, and you have to focus. And the key is consistent and strategic studying and preparation. If you found this helpful and you want more support, you want more assistance with your preparation for CBE and SLA, I invite you to visit my website, www.nursingcollective.co, where you will see my online preparation course for CBE and SLA for IENs. Also, very soon, I'm excited to share that I will be launching a group coaching workshops for IENs for CBE and SLA. And if that's something that you're interested in, go to my website, join the wait list, as I'm only accepting a small number of students for my first cohort. And thank you for watching. And if you can do me a favor, don't forget to like and subscribe so I can create more videos for you guys. And drop a comment below. Are you preparing for your CBA or for your SLA? I would love to know where you are in your journey. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
If you found this video helpful, please support the channel by liking, subscribing, and hitting the bell for future videos. Drop a comment below as well to share your thoughts, ask questions, or suggest any future topics. I would love to connect with you. See you in the next video!